The situation at the Likoni channel is still bleak. The woman, her daughter, and the car they were in are still nowhere to be seen, 6 days after sinking. The African Union's Special Envoy for Infrastructure Development in Africa, Raila, has ordered the immediate suspension of dredging at the port of Mombasa to allow easier location of Mariam and her daughter Amanda. Kevin Mutai reports that the government is still speaking hope on retrieval.
The proverbial white smoke is nowhere in sight, yet at the scene of tragedy at the Likoni Channel. The African Union's High Representative for Infrastructure Development in Africa, Raila, who visited the Likoni Channel, called on the government to employ more efforts, resources and necessary actions towards the search and recovery.
I want to give an order here that the dredging work should stop immediately so that those who are working here can work without interference of the kind of debris that are being emitted under the water, which interferes with the visibility.
As some express dwindling hope over the retrieval of baby Amanda and her mother Mariam's bodies, the government is not letting up, at least not publicly.
We are still very deep in our deliberations of this matter. We of course are hopeful, that's why we are here. And that's why we had to meet the team, the expert teams, to give us a brief as to where we are. That's why we say the tide is favorable in the next 3 days, and so we are very hopeful.
Odinga also said that it was too early to point fingers, but cited the need to take greater action in light of the magnitude of the situation.
This is a tragedy to the entire nation of Kenya and even the continent of Africa.
Transport and Infrastructure Cabinet Secretary James Macharia says the government has embarked on plans to construct a bridge at the Likoni Channel, which will connect the island to the south coast. He added that despite the country expecting a new ferry in January 2020, by 2025, all the ferries will no longer be in use for human crossing.
We are doing what we call a cable car with the private sector. We have a company from Austria. We have provided them with land through Kenya National Highways, to do a cable-stayed car here, which will be ferrying about 320,000 Kenyans, every day.
Thousands of lives are ferried across the channel daily, all staring the risk of what befell Mariam and her daughter, or even worse. Concerns have been raised over why there was no fast or immediate response, and if that points to inherent gapping risks at the channel, which would lead to an even greater tragedy.
Many years ago, there was a serious disaster where more than 200 people died. This was the Mutongwe ferry, which capsized. And an inquiry was conducted and specific recommendations were made. It would appear that either the content of that report or the report itself was completely ignored.
Kevin Mutai, NTV, Mombasa.